unless there is intervention, the number of deaths are going to spike.
So tell me a little bit about Skylar.
So Skylar was an early victim of the heroin epidemic in the Alpharetta, Johns Creek area. He grew up as a regular kid, went to school, had good friends, good family. At the age of 13, he started to use marijuana and graduated around the age of 15 to heroin, because the story I heard was that he couldn't find any marijuana, but they could find heroin.
Starting from Marietta and stretching to Alpharetta and Johns Creek, the Triangle holds a deadly reputation. From 2014 to 2016, this triangle experienced a 4,000% increase in heroin overdoses.
I couldn't understand. At the time, I thought addiction was a behavioral issue, and that if he wanted to quit, he just could. But he would just tell me over and over again that you just don't understand, Mom, you don't understand. There are voices in my head that won't let me quit. And he was right, I didn't understand. Until I found him one night shooting up in our home, and we spent the entire night just both of us in tears and at a loss for what to do. He was in pain, I was in pain. I tried for almost 5 years to try to help him, and
I headed out to the Johns Creek Police Department to speak with Lieutenant Harper about the actions being taken to prevent the triangle from growing.
So around 2014, we began researching the availability of naloxone and how we could carry it. At the time, it was difficult for a police officer to carry it and administer it because it was a prescription drug. And because it's a prescription drug, we are not doctors or pharmacists, and we're not allowed to administer prescription drugs at the time. But because of the need, some laws changed, and we worked with the fire department to get it so that we could be prescribed the drug as law enforcement. At the time that somebody's having an overdose, what's actually happening is the opiate is entering their system. It interrupts the signals in their brain, and basically they forget to breathe. After a certain amount of the opiate is in their system, it suppresses their willingness, their ability to breathe. And if they don't get some sort of immediate help, then not breathing will cause them to die. The naloxone, when it's administered, goes in and overtakes the molecules of the opiates and stops their ability to work on the body, and causes people to be able to breathe again, and causes them to keep getting oxygen, which will keep them from dying.
Naloxone, also known as Narcan and Evzio, are not the only thing Georgia has put in place for this epidemic. As of April 2014, a person who seeks medical assistance for someone experiencing a drug overdose cannot be arrested, charged, or prosecuted for a small amount of controlled substance.
And I think that if this law had been around at the time that Skylar was in active addiction, and I was aware of it and aware of the medication that could help in an overdose situation, that I would have had very different conversations with him, specifically about not using alone, and providing him and his friends with these life-saving kits. In my opinion, it doesn't promote drug addiction, it just saves a life in the hopes that somebody who is addicted can get into recovery.